We are neither nutritionists or medical providers. The topics discussed on this show are from our own research and experiences. Please consult your medical provider before attempting anything discussed on this show. Welcome to another episode of
Sjogren Strong. This is Brian.
And this is Lupe.
And this is your podcast discussing how to live an active and healthy lifestyle despite a diagnosis of Sjogren's.
And today...
we have an awesome guest with us, Domenic from Lubricity. And you guys have heard us speaking about lubricity from time to time.
Yes.
Yes, it's going to be one of those mornings. Yes. And we wanted to bring Domenic on to really dive into some of the details of the product because he knows it best. And not that I shouldn't be able to learn 4 flipping ingredients because that's all there is in this stuff. But we definitely wanted to bring him on. And first off, thank you for supporting the show.
Our pleasure, Brian and Lupe. It's a wonderful thing when we can help others in need with some of these nasty symptoms they're suffering. And we're proud of our Lubricity. It's a great product and it helps a lot of people.
We spoke earlier and I've been using it just when I have days of heavy talking. It helps me and I don't suffer from dry mouth like Lupe does.
And I do suffer from dry mouth, and it really helps me out, and I love this product. It just provides instant relief, I feel. And it lasts for several hours.
Yeah,
Yes.
Film is unlike, you can't even say film. You don't really, you feel a little bit of gel coating, but it's not uncomfortable or unnatural like other products are.
Yeah, it's great to hear feedback like that because, and I don't want to go into your questions, but the reason why this product was even developed here in Buffalo at the University of Buffalo, for that matter, was a brainchild of some scientists that had, one of them actually suffered from dry mouth, and the other scientist was the medical director of a large dental school at the University of Buffalo. So they decided to get together and create a formula that was to closely mimic natural saliva. So when you say that, it's nice to hear because that was their vision, to create a product that once it's applied, it does feel like it's body's own natural saliva that's lining the mucosa in the mouth. So it's wonderful that it works so well. And as I said, we're proud of it. It's been around now for about 5 years, and we're just building a brand, making more and more people aware of it. That's why we're so proud to partner with the Sjogren Strong media, as well as the Sjogren's Foundation in the U.S. And not to forget, too, we also have partnered with the Sjogren Society of Canada as well, because we understand the challenges and the really difficulties that many individuals suffering from Sjogren's syndrome have, the dry mouth symptom. And we have a wonderful product that helps, and we're out and eager to make a difference in people's lives.
You do, and one of your competitors has a product, but they use the pilocarpines, and a lot of people have, an allergy to that, and your product does not.
Right.
Which is nice because now there's a great product on the market that they can utilize if they suffer from that allergy.
Exactly, Brian. And getting into the formulation, really, it's very funny that our formula is ultra simplistic in that it really only has 5 ingredients. That's it, 5 ingredients in the whole formula of Lubricity. The key ingredient, and I guess we'll just get into it because I'm probably going to answer some of your questions anyway with the formulation of it and why it works so well. Hyaluronic acid is a key naturally found substance in our body. And as many people know, hyaluronic acid is used in many different formulas for many different reasons, but primarily in cosmetics. And I always think to my wife, who buys her facial creams and her anti-aging and all these other products that have hyaluronic acid in it, because it literally is a building block of moisturizer, a building moisturizer that the body normally makes. Now, as you know, for people suffering from Sjogren's disease, their body does not make enough saliva. So adding and incorporating a hyaluronic acid-based formula really provides, as you started to show with, it really provides a film. It sticks to the lining of the mouth because it is hyaluronic acid. So the body naturally receives it and it keeps it, and that's what aids in retaining the moisture level inside the mouth. So hyaluronic acid is our number one key ingredient in our formula. The differentiator, as you know, with many competitors in this space, there's actually 59 other dry mouth solutions available in the market if you include the over-the-counter as well as prescription options available. We're the only solution currently available over the counter that has hyaluronic acid in its formula. So that's our key differentiator. So when people look at Lubricity, they say, well, it is at the higher end of the price point when comparing it to the many other competitors that are available over the counter, for example. But remember that the reason why we're at the premium high-end level price point is because of the premium ingredient that's inside the formula, the hyaluronic acid, which normally you would get via prescription only. So that's really the key differentiator about our product, and that's why we believe it works so well, is because it's primarily water and hyaluronic acid with 3 other ingredients. The other key thing is that it's odorless, tasteless, and colorless, which means it is literally artificial saliva. It is literally, as we joke around in the plant when we make it, we call it spit in a bottle. Because
I like it.
because we joke around because when you actually see it being made, it's clear, it's colorless, it's odorless, it's tasteless. It is like saliva.
Right.
And it's an artificial saliva substitute. So that's why we joke around in the plant and say, you know what, this is spit in a bottle, but it literally is because there's no flavor. Now, most of the individuals, we do get feedback, obviously, from our customers. Most of the individuals love the fact that there's no flavor. There is a small percentage of individuals that would like to have some sort of a flavor added. And I just wanted to share with you all that we are currently exploring other options when it comes to flavors so that we may have something in the very near future that would incorporate a flavor like a mint or some other sort of a flavor. In other words, have the plain option and also the flavored option.
We use a lot of citric acids, and not that I'm trying to, steer your decision-making process, but, the citric acid also helps produce, I'm producing saliva thinking of lemon right now, acid. So we do a lot of lemon water, lemon, sugar-free candies, things of that nature just to help stimulate the saliva as well. But the first thing we did notice about the product was the price point. It's like, wow, this is pricier, but when you compare it side by side, it's long lasting.
Right.
I'm not even going to say your bottle that's sold is approximately 30 days worth of product, which breaks down to way less than $1 a day, which is nice. And I love the little bottles. We do a lot of outdoor activities, and it's obviously easier to throw this in a pocket or a fanny pack or something, than the larger bottle too. And this is your sample size.
Correct.
And we've actually refilled from the big bottle for the small bottle.
Right. And just to piggyback on what you're saying, Brian, there's 2 sizes that we manufacture our Lubricity. The half-ounce bottle, which is the one you just showed me, which is the portable, we like to say the 4 to 7 day version of our 2-ounce bottle, which is our 30-day supply. So I'm glad you brought up the point about the ROI, or the return on the investment, is that our 2-ounce bottle equates to a 30-day supply when used according to the directions. Now, one thing I wanted to share with the listeners is that when people begin using Lubricity for the first time, they may find that they need to apply it once, maybe 3 times, 2 to 3 times the first day they use it. Because generally speaking, an application, which is 2 to 3 squirts of Lubricity, should last up to 4 hours. Now, we found through many clinical studies that because the first few days an individual's body is getting used to a new formula, it requires a little bit, maybe more than 2 or 3 times the first few days. So you may have to do it 4 times a day for the first few days. But immediately by day 3 and 4, you may only need to apply it twice, just because it really, really adheres, to your point earlier, to the lining of the mouth. and it really lasts long. So when you're looking at the dollar cost on a day per day basis, and you go over a 30-day supply, you're right. It actually isn't as expensive as the sticker shock will lead to. Now, mostly the MSRP, the manufactured suggested retail price for a 2-ounce bottle, which is a 1-month supply of Lubricity, is $24.95. But generally speaking, even on our website, we're selling it for 20 and under, like usually under $20. So yeah, it is initially a sticker shock. Wow, $20 for a little 2-ounce bottle. But you know what? When it really works well and you only need it for 1 month, and even that 2-ounce bottle is small enough that you can put it in a pocket, that you can put it in a purse. The half-ounce is really ultra small, obviously, even more portable. But the 2-ounce bottle is in itself a very portable option. Some competitors, as you know, out there being oral rinses, whereas we're an oral spray. An oral rinse is obviously a bigger container. It could be a 6, 8, 12-ounce, 16-ounce container, depending on what it is. Well, you can't really bring that around. Right. So the portability, the transportability is not an option in that scenario. But with us, it's nice. It's portable. A lot of people say that it is a convenient way to relieve symptoms on the go. A lot of business travelers, a lot of travelers, a lot of individuals that are out working and commuting, they have it with them all the time. So it's really nice.
If you use this and you drink water, does it like wash it out, rinse it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a very good question, Lupe. I guess depending on how much water you drink and if you're swishing the water, the short answer would be that, any other liquid that you introduce into your mouth after you've applied Lubricity will slightly reduce the efficacy of the spray, right? I mean, normally, generally speaking, water will not cause a noticeable difference simply because, as I mentioned earlier, water is in our formula anyway. Our key ingredient being hyaluronic acid and water. And then the 3 other ingredients are xylitol, potassium sorbate, and sodium benzoate, which are really just preservatives and neutralizers for a pH balance. So the fact that there's water already in it, no, you won't really notice a big difference. Now, if you start drinking hot water, hot coffee, hot tea, you may have a little bit of that wearing off just because of the temperature. Right. But generally speaking, water should not alter your feeling. Should actually probably make it last longer.
Well, perfect, because that's what we drank, water.
I was going to say, I don't think I think we've just been conditioned that, and when I say we, I'm speaking for Lupe. She's been conditioned, if she's going to use a treatment, to drink a little bit of water first to quench that thirst and then apply, just because you're right. So many of the other products, they do rinse away, but it's good to hear that, yours doesn't behave in that fashion.
And that's a good point, Brian and Lupe, when you mentioned drinking water before applying it. Well, only health matters.
Right.
To be honest, because then it seals in. You're already moisturizing the oral mucosa, and then you apply the film of Lubricity. It kind of traps the existing moisture that's in the lining and retains it for the duration of the, let's say, up to 4 hours or even longer that Lubricity actually works. Very good point. I'm glad you're bringing it out to our listeners. They need to understand that, water is key. Right. I mean, and if you can maintain water, it equates to maintaining moisture, and that equates to a more comfortable feeling in your mouth rather than having the horrible, nasty feelings of dry mouth symptoms. Perfect. So, and also to all the other underlying conditions that are caused by dry mouth symptoms, such as, your gum disease, your dental issues. You may have fungal infections, uncomfortable feelings, coated tongue and split mouth, split skin in your mouth and tongue, cracked lips. I mean, there's so many nasty things that, unfortunately, many individuals suffer from these symptoms. And it's nice that we have a product to really make a difference in their lives, like I said.
You know what? Speaking of cracked mouth and all that stuff, this doesn't irritate your mouth at all. So that's good. Right. We like
Very
that.
Good. Yeah. Oh, no, it is. And like I said, it goes back to our very bare bones formula, where it is saliva in a bottle, as close as we can probably get to human and natural saliva in an artificial format. That's why it's simplistic. It works. And it really helps. The other thing I want to also mention is that our formulation is also sugar-free.
Oh, right.
gluten-free, fat-free, alcohol-free. So in other words, many people, for example, diabetics, people that are going through diabetes, have diabetes and they're going through that issue, and some may suffer from dry mouth symptoms based on the prescription drugs they're under. And it's not just diabetics, but in general, many up to over 550 prescription drugs may cause a side effect of dry mouth. So when you incorporate something like ours, where it's no gluten, no sugar, no alcohol, um, diabetics can use it and not have to worry about it. And many other individuals can use it if they're on a calorie reduced diet, for example. It's also gluten free. And so there's a lot of benefits to a simple formula like ours. And that's why we're really happy about it.
I noticed on your website you have a disclaimer. If you're pregnant or nursing, you shouldn't use the product. Can you talk to
Yeah.
us about that?
Yeah, and let me explain why that is Lubricity, because of its hyaluronic acid based formulation, is considered under the FDA guidelines and classification as a medical device. I know it sounds kind of weird, even though we're an over the counter oral spray for dry mouth symptoms. The fact that our formula includes hyaluronic acid required us to classify it as a medical device, not a cosmetic device. Now, because it's a medical device, FDA requires that we put that disclaimer, because any individual that is pregnant should discuss it with their doctor before using anything, frankly, not just our product. But it's more of a safety issue. We've done studies, and many individuals, including pregnant women, have taken it. Again, they are aware, they've talked to their doctor. The doctor says, sure, there's nothing in here that can hurt you, and you're just an oral spray. But because it's an FDA requirement, we are mandated to put that on our product and on our website, just as a precaution.
I bet there's a lot of products out there, if we pay attention, right, that say that for the same
Yeah.
reason. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's ultra cautious, but you
Yeah.
know what? I'd rather be ultra cautious than not, and make sure that individuals consult with their primary care physician as well as their other specialists, just in case. You never know.
That's right.
You know, it's something. It's just being cautious is always a good thing, and we put that disclaimer on there just to make sure that we're not hurting anyone in any way.
Well, and that's good to know, because I know we have a few listeners who are actually going through a pregnancy right now. And, so copy and paste these ingredients and stick it in an email to your doctor and talk to your doctor about it and move forward. I mean, when I saw it, I was curious about the disclaimer, but, I'm not a doctor. So we wanted to ask. That's
and the disclaimer, again, it could be, the basis behind the disclaimer is really to avoid any unexpected allergic reactions. That's kind of the grand scope of things. And we share our formula. We tell, like I mentioned to you, there's only 5 ingredients. Hyaluronic acid, water, xylitol, which some people like, some people don't, and that gives it the little bit of the preservative and the little somewhat of a, I guess you could say, the flavor to it, but while being flavorless. But potassium sorbate and sodium benzoate being the pH balancers and the preservatives. So really, that's it. There's 5 ingredients. So that's why we share that, and we say, well, talk to your doctor. Maybe your doctor doesn't want you to take xylitol. Right. Again, we don't know, but it's always an extra step, an extra precaution, because we want to do the right thing. And again, we're also an FDA medical device, and we have to follow the rules of the FDA, which is wonderful.
Right. And I mean, and the human body is a complex thing, and everybody reacts to things differently. So it's better to err on the side of caution.
Exactly. And xylitol, again, just to kind of highlight the point of xylitol as it being another ingredient in our formula, it's really designed to prevent bacterial growth in your mouth. In other words, it's designed to reduce the risk of infection. And as well as, the other key benefit of having xylitol in our formula is it actually works to reduce plaque buildup. Believe it or not, we've gotten a lot of feedback from dentists that have said, wow, I've got individual patients of mine who use Lubricity, and they use it religiously, and they come back for their routine visits, and actually their plaque level is dramatically reduced compared to how it was before. And that has to do with the xylitol in the formula. It does reduce the amount of plaque buildup, And again, like I said, it reduces the risk of infection, and as well as it prevents bacterial growth and the spread of bacteria in your mouth. So that's the reason why xylitol is in our formula.
We've talked about before that the saliva in your mouth does also prevent cavities, or can help prevent
Absolutely.
cavities. So if you're not
Absolutely.
producing saliva and utilizing a product like this.
Absolutely, Brian. Bacteria it's amazing how bodies, how they work. And, the whole point of having a moist and saliva lined mouth is to prevent a lot of these issues, such as perhaps, a fungal infection or other infections, tooth decay, gum disease. It's critical that we maintain that moisture level so that the normal flora, the normal bacteria in one's mouth overseeds and supersedes and kills the nasty flora that you don't want to take over the body and the mouth. So this is all part of, I always thought it's keeping your wellness. It's oral wellness, it's oral care. And it really is a great product, and we're very happy for what it's been able to do for many individuals.
He's really good because he covered all my questions that I didn't even ask.
I'm sorry.
No.
I like to talk about it. It's one thing too here. We're very passionate, as you know, we should be. If you're in any market, especially the healthcare market, and you're creating a healthcare product, you have to be passionate about it, because ultimately it's, like I keep saying, it's making a difference in people's lives. Our whole philosophy, our whole reason for being at You First Services here in Buffalo, New York, we manufacture oral healthcare solutions that are designed to positively impact an individual's life, really make a difference with whatever symptoms they're suffering from. And Lubricity, of course, is our flagship dry mouth solution, oral spray for dry mouth. But I'm going to do, if you don't mind, a quick shout out for something I wanted to add before we run out of time.
Please.
We also create another product called Medic. I won't spend a lot of time on this because I know this is strictly for lubricity, but there's many individuals that come to us as customers that suffer from both dry mouth and metallic, bitter copper taste in mouth. Again, it could be for various reasons. Over 800 different prescription drugs could cause bitter metallic copper taste in mouth, as well as the other really big market that we meet a lot of people's needs on is the oncology market. Individuals going through radiation and or chemotherapy suffer this nasty metallic taste in their mouth. They can't even drink a glass of water. It tastes horrible. They can't even eat or enjoy their food. So Medikill is our other key product. It is an oral rinse, not an oral spray. Medikill is an oral rinse for metallic bitter taste in mouth. And currently it is the only option available over the counter as an oral rinse for the alleviation of metallic bitter taste in mouth. So I know you guys are both aware of that, because at the show when I participated in the Sjogren's conference, the virtual conference a few weeks back, we had both products. We were sharing the information about both products, because some people do suffer from both dry mouth and metallic taste in mouth. And these are wonderful over-the-counter products, again, that make a difference in people's lives. And that's why we're so proud of both.
Are you planning on making toothpaste and stuff?
There's a lot of things that we're working on in the lab. Very good question. The short answer, yes, we're playing with a lot of different formulations. Again, I mentioned earlier the flavored option as well for individuals that would rather have a flavor with lubricity. And yes, we're working on a toothpaste, a gel format too, just so you know. The gel format, we've been getting a lot of feedback from long-term care facilities. We've been getting a lot of feedback from hospice care facilities that they love lubricity, but really would like a gel formulation that would be better suited for those individuals that are unfortunately not they're bedridden, they're in a prone position, laying down position. Right. Having a gel is a much easier way to apply the lubricity rather than just a stream of spray that we can, put into their mouth. Having a gel applicator is the way to go. So we're working on that too. And there's a lot of wonderful things we're working on. We've got feedback, for example, from the cannabis market. Just a quick shout out to that market, because as you know, or may not know, many individuals in the cannabis market, medicinal, and of course, the recreational people that do it in many states, they suffer what they call cotton mouth. In the cannabis market, cotton mouth is dry mouth. and they love our product, and they are the ones that have really been pushing us to add flavors. So that's why we're going into the mints and maybe some jackfruit and some fruity flavor options, as well as the plain, colorless, odorless, tasteless solution as well. So just wanted to shout out, there were a lot of things we're working on inside the lab.
We're excited. I can't wait for the mint also.
Yeah,
'Cause
I've tried the mint because we've got, like I said, we've got a bunch of different trials we're doing in the lab. I like the mint. I think it's great, but we haven't got it perfected yet, but we're working on it.
Right on.
It's
Any other questions, Brian and Lupe? I'm sorry if I kind of answered all your questions.
No, that's okay.
Now, Lupe, do you like peppermint or spearmint?
Good question.
I don't know.
So yeah, and that's something we get all the time. It's like, ooh, mint, it's spearmint or it's peppermint, and so
we're playing with both.
Nice.
Yeah.
I personally like the spearmint, but that's personal preference.
Right.
Everybody likes different things, but any feedback, by the way, to Brian and Lupe, I know you're obviously talking to many individuals day to day. If you get any feedback, please, have them share with us directly through our websites. There's chat bots, there's contact us through each of our websites, Lubricity. And our website, just to clear it out, it's Lubricity Innovations, all one word, .com. And Metakill is just Metakill, but spelled with a Q. So Metakill is METAQIL.com, Metakill. And that's supposed to mean killing the metallic taste in mouth.
I like it.
Yeah, but lubricityinnovations.com, we have chatbots, and we have a contact us page where people can type in their queries and questions, or they can talk to you, and you guys know how to reach us and let us know. We're always looking to make a difference.
Yeah, we can definitely forward anything on.
Where can people find your products?
Good question. Obviously, as I mentioned, they're available through our own websites, directly through us. They can find it at Amazon, both of our products. I'm going to go through the online retailers right now. So our own websites, Amazon.com, Walmart.com, and Walgreens.com. Currently, those are the online options available. There's also many local pharmacies that carry our products. Some of the larger chains may or may not. It depends on local areas, but if an individual is unsure, all they need to do is visit their local pharmacist and ask about our product by name. It's always recommended that, because we're so new, we're not in every brick and mortar pharmacy across the country. There's many of them. And the only way we're going to be there is that more and more people ask their local pharmacist for lubricity.
Right.
Their local pharmacist goes on their ordering platform. They go pull it up and they order it, and then they have it available. So I always say to people, if you are really, want to buy it from your pharmacy, just go up to your pharmacist and ask for lubricity by name. They will get it for you. Or just order it online through lubricityinnovations.com, Walmart.com, Amazon.com, and Walgreens.com. Currently, those are the online options.
So if they order online,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of listeners and followers are asking, but
Yeah.
only if they order it online or through Amazon. What am I trying to ask? Do you ship out of state? Other countries.
Out of the country. Very, very good question, Lupe. And, it's a tough question because, for example, we have shipped product to the UK. We've shipped product to Canada a lot. We ship product to Mexico. So the short answer is yes, we do. The problem is, as you know, is that it becomes cost prohibitive for a lot of these individuals that do order it from these countries. Because unless we have a distribution partner, for example, in the UK, or a distribution partner, for example, in Canada, our product ships from our manufacturing plant here in Buffalo, New York. It has to clear international customs.
Gotcha.
They charge whatever fees they have to charge. So the shipping price, the component, ends up being almost as much, if not in some cases more than the actual product itself. So that is the difficulty right now, in that we don't have a lot of global distribution for our products. We are working on that.
Okay.
day in and day out. That is our goal, to expand and broaden our reach across the globe with our product. As you both know, it just takes time to get that to happen. Again, it will happen as more and more people ask for it, as brand awareness increases, as consumer demand increases. So too will the distribution channels across the many countries. You can get it shipped. It just becomes very expensive. We've got customers in Canada. You would think Canada, literally, we are 20 minutes away from the Canadian border here in Buffalo, from our manufacturing plant. Yet these poor customers in Canada are willing to pay, almost the same amount for shipping as the product. So it's double the cost just to get it there. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. It has to go through customs. It's got to go through with the regulatory and duties and whatever they charge to get it on the other side of the country. But we're working on Canada distribution too as we speak.
Right.
Yeah, and distribution can be difficult. In a previous job, I used to have to arrange transport for canned water from Florida to California. And shipping fluids is very, very expensive. It's dense, it's heavy, it's crazy. So I completely understand. And setting up those distribution channels takes time. And establishing a market beforehand helps, but it takes time. So,
and thanks, Brian, for pointing that out. And Lupe, most people that are ordering it from other international sites are usually ordering it through Amazon.com. Just as a tidbit, again, the price, depending where you are, Amazon will tell you what the shipping price will be. And they do order from us, and we will obviously share what it costs us to ship it. But we're always working, and we're going to make a difference. We're going to get some distributors in the near future. I really feel positive about it. We're getting close to a few, but then COVID hit. And as you know, that kind of threw a wrench into everybody's schedule, and we're dealing with a new environment now, but we'll get there.
Right.
The discount code, it only works if they order on your site.
Correct. Very good point. Lupe, I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, the promo codes are only available through lubricityinnovations.com.
Okay.
So thank you for bringing that up. And as for the duration of that CSAD, I think it's the 30% off coupon code. We've got it open until at least the end of the year, if not longer. We really, like I said, we want to make our product available for those individuals that need it. So we'd rather do that and keep it running if it helps people. So it's going to be ongoing, and we may even extend it into the new year. We probably will. And I don't see a need for stopping it.
And for the listeners, please use SS30 so they know it came from Sjogren Strong.
Yeah.
Exactly. Use it. It's there, and it's going to help you.
Well, we thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day and joining us on the show. And you are present on Twitter, Facebook, your website. So we'll make sure those links are in the show notes below, and everybody knows exactly where to find you.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Lupe. It's my pleasure. Again, thank you for having me on the podcast. I really enjoyed our time together. Thanks again.
Thank you for providing such awesome products.